Hi, good evening everyone, and welcome to the hands-on training session on Sparky. Today we have with us Miss Vidhi Shrivastava. She is the expert coach at Sparky Campus Ambassador Program. Vidhi holds the post-graduation degree MCA. She firmly believes that technology will change the coming world and is changing too. She is passionate about new technologies, loves to make augmented reality filters. Currently, she is placed in Hashedin by Deloitte and doing internship. Vidhi will be teaching us how to build AR effects on Spark AR. Over to you, Vidhi.
Hi, Esker. Thank you so much for my intro. So, I hope these people are as excited as I am today. So, good evening, friends. Today, we are going to learn about Spark AI. That is the current technology that is being enhancing a lot after the Facebook changed its name to Meta. So, I'll just share my screen. Give me a minute. Asker, is my screen visible? Okay, so let's begin a session. So I have a little bit material. So let's start. So before starting, I am Vidhi Shrivastava and I am going to explain you how we are going to learn the filters. That is quite simple and basic. So we'll start from scratch and then slowly we'll go to a little bit advanced. So before starting, let's see what AR is first. So AR is augmented reality. That is basically an superimpose. We are superimposing the digital content over a real world environment. Now, what this digital content would be, it could be some images that you can see apart from your camera. That could be some text. That could be some 3D models or some facial expression that you use, and you see some things. For example, if I'm sitting here, if like I make a filter where I want some snowfall is going on, and here all around I can play some games over it and all. So all these things can be made with the help of filters that we are going to learn today. So it is what we are doing is in our own a place in our own physical place, that is the real world which we are sitting around, will be having some digital things that could be either rain, or that could be, for example, if I'm making a filter for some birthday, so I could make, if he or she smiles, then some confetti falls off, and that could be a virtual cake, and I am cutting that cake. So all these things would be revolving around this. So we have some tools for AR that could be are different for different softwares. For example, if we are making a filter for Instagram as well as for Facebook, then we'll be using, of course, Spark AR. But if we see that Snapchat is again making a lot of filters, it all started from there. So Snapchat is using Lens Studio for making the filters. And if we talk about TikTok, so that is currently banned in India. But TikTok Effect Studio is being used for making the TikTok filters. But we are mostly focused on Spark AR today. So let's see how the things will work. So we have the Spark AR Studio. I hope you guys have downloaded. If not, then until I'm giving the intro about it, how we are going to do it, you guys can just download it and keep it aside. Then when we'll start the workshop, you guys can parallelly do with me, so that even like if I upload the filter, you guys will also be able to upload, because once you upload the filter, I think you guys will get some goodies and all. So yeah, please take care of it. So once you open the Spark, it will be some UI that you are going to see, that is like this, and the lower one image that you could see. There are different tutorials that you could find in the official documentation. I think one of the best thing about Spark AR is, of course, this documentation, because you will find everything from fundamentals to the advanced. Now, if you are a student and you think that is it something like you just have to code it, so guys, it's not like that. Even as a beginner, and even if you are not into IT or all about computer science, you could just make a lot of filters without even touching a single line of code. Yeah, it is just the patches, as well as something like drag and drop. So I'll be teaching you off, don't worry. So if you are like seeing how it works for a documentation. So first of all, you have to download it. So you can just click on get started, and your it will just get your software will get downloaded. So if you will go to the articles, there are some of the articles that you could find here that is really helpful as a beginner. You can just see how the interface is made, how the UI is there, how the things are working out over the screen that you are seeing right now. So this is all about the documentation that you will see. There are some video tutorials also available. So for example, I just want to see how this world effect is being made, so I'll just click on it, and if I'm going to download it, so there will be two projects. One will be the finished one, and the other would be the unfinished one. So if you want to make it from scratch, you can just download the unfinished project and start working parallelly how the video is being made, so that you would be able to come up with your own filter. So this is one way, and the other way revolves around, like, even I learned everything from YouTube and documentation. You can join the Sparkia community, that is being a Facebook group. The community is really helpful. So even if you have any doubt, you can just go and type, so anyone could just give you a response there. So there are different things that you will see here. So if we see the features of the Spark AR, so there are different capabilities that is being used in the Spark. Now if I say a term called capabilities, then what does it mean? So see, there are different types of filters that you see. Some are the face filters that are just involved around your face, facial expressions, or there are some world AR effects that just works on your back camera. There are filters with target tracking. So for example, if I make a filter for lace company, so if they say that the front image that you see on the lace, that is the target, so it would be a 2D image. I'll make a filter, and what if I do something like, if I make a game, for example, I just go and scan the front part of the lace, for example orange lace, and the filter will start. For example, you would be like, if the person eats more than 10 chips, so he'll be going to win. So that's how creative you can be, and you can make your filter for brands or for your personal accounts. So this is something like a marketing strategy, it can be used. So apart from this, there are two new capabilities that is being revolving, that is the hand tracker, that will just track your hand and you can make something over it. And we have body tracking too, so it works parallelly. There are some of the inbuilt assets, that is AR library, that is really useful, because see, as a beginner, of course we don't know how to make 3D objects. If it comes, for example, I make a nice glasses, or if I want some mask over and all, so all these things could be considered in assets as well as objects. So you will see, you can create materials, textures, and some of the 3D and 2D objects. So 2D objects you could easily find over internet. You can either use some of the apps like Pixart or Canva, or anything will work out. And if you are making something like text, so you can just directly use in the Spark, so don't need to worry about it. So workflow, we'll see once we go into the live workshop, then you will be able to see how the workflow works, how we are going to create the project and use it according to your basic needs. So this is something. You can even add a lightning effect or some light effect to your filter. You can add some audio, you can add the particles to your effect. So these are some of the features that we'll be using once we'll jump into the project. So this is the documentation, as I already showed you. You can just download the Spark AR from here. You can download the assets, some of the assets that are face assets. So if you're making something on your face, for example, I make some blush tone here, so I can just use it. I can just remove. There are different layering done. Don't worry, I'll show you everything. So there is this now. Spark has introduced the Spark AR curriculum with a certification also. So you can just give the exam and get you can become a certified Spark AR programmer. So yeah, this is all about it. And the new capabilities, as I said, that hand tracking and body tracking. So this is in version 126 plus. So yeah, this is all about the basic. Now before going into anything else, let's start to our projects itself. So you just have to open the Spark AR Studio. So once you open the Spark AR Studio, you will see something like this. So what is there is See, there is a blank project here, so you can just create a project from scratch. There nothing it will be there, only camera, focal distance, some ambient light and all will be there. We have a sharing experience here, so it could be like, for example, I'm making filter for only for Instagram, so I'll just click on sharing experience and set as Instagram as ticked and the Facebook as unchecked. So all these things you should take care of it. Then we have video calling experiences, so Messenger and Instagram, of course, it supports. So if I'm making a filter purely for the video call purposes, so I'll just go and click directly. Currently it is in beta version, as you can see it is BETS, so we could easily identify it. Now there are different templates that are available in this Spark. These templates are the inbuilt things, so that you just can customize it according to your need. For example, the hand movement, so you can see the rainbow here, so you could just change the texture of the image, or you could just bring up something new over it. And there is a body movement, 3D animated poster and all. So if I want to make a filter where I just want to change the background, so I can directly come up and click on the background patch and just replace the images of it. So these are some of the templates that are really good, and you can just customize and play over it. See, if you are making a filter, to be honest, the best thing is the more you experiment, the more you will come up with the great outcomes. So if you are seeing something and you're getting an idea, so you just open this Spark AR and start practicing how you can make your own or create your own filter. So before this, we'll click on blank project. So let's start from scratch and see how it will go. So it will take just a minute to open. Before that, let's discuss how you can even see the documentation and work over it. So there are different patches available by what you can create and how you can create the logic for your filters. So if you are an advanced programmer or something, you are very familiar with JavaScript, you can use JavaScript as well as TypeScript in your existing project. It makes the project more realistic, and it could be very easy, and you can just roll over the filter. And one more thing is there, if you are working for purely for Instagram, then you can just make use of 4 MB, because your project file should not exceed more than 4 MB, and if you are working on a Facebook project, then it's 10 MB, so you can work accordingly. So as you can see, once I open the blank project, I could find something like this. So I'll just go to the StreamYard. Cool. So what we could do is, I'll just make it full screen, and this is something known as an emulator. If you could have made some Android applications, so you could see similarly it's like an emulator here. So there are different videos that have been default available for in the Spark, so you can just change it and work over that. So these are some of the faces that you could find. And here is something that is the major portion that you are viewing is the viewport. Now what this viewport does is, it will see how your effect and whatever you are adding to your effect, how the effect will look over your camera. And here is something that you will find as soon as you open and send the project to your Insta or Facebook account and see over your camera. So we have different lights here. As you can see, by default we have ambient light as well as the directional light. Now what is these lights are about? So ambient light is basically a constant light source that lights up the screen, so you can't even increase or decrease the size of it. Only you can increase or decrease the intensity of this light over your project. Now we have directional light. Now what is this directional light? Directional light is a light that will provide you like an immense light like a sun. So there is nothing like you can't increase or decrease the size of it. You can just play over it, you can just rotate its light, and you can apply some animation over here. So you could create some filter over here. Then we have like, it will just shine on each object. The directional light is going to shine on each object, so that the scene could be seen from different directions, and it will just make the effect more shiny look. So this was all about the ambient as well as the directional light. Now that these in the scene panel, you could see that all are in a form of hierarchy. These hierarchy are all the hierarchy is in the device and in the camera focal distance, as well as the lights and microphones are its child. Now once I click on the device, this device is basically the phone, or we could say tab, or anything that will have a camera. That's it. So we have a device, and a device had its camera. So this is a camera. Once I click on it, you could see these lines are now blue, turned to blue. So whatever we'll be doing it, we will see everything inside this camera. So this is the focal distance, and it is inside the camera, so you could just see it. We can add a material, and we can add different things that we will see later on. So we have a microphone here. So what it will do is, for example, if I add an object, that would be a speaker, and if I want to make an effect where I need some audio files, so it will help, the microphone will help me to record the audio type of it. You can just disable or enable the mic according to your wish. And the other thing is, you could see that this microphone is basically not inside the camera, but it doesn't make any sense. Even if you just drag it and drop over like above the camera or below it, it will work as it is. So what we will do is, um, we have here assets. So in the assets, when you click on add assets, there are different options that you could see, that you can import the texture or something from your respective computer, or you could have some texture animation. Now what this texture animation is, it is so for example, if you want to add a video to a Spark, so you cannot do directly, you cannot add a video directly to the Spark. What you have to do is, you have to just make the image sequence. So how you can make it, you will just go to Google and type video to PNG or video to JPEG. So it will create the sequences. Now what, in the Spark we have FPS. So what we could do is, we can arrange according to the speed we want the animation. And we have different color alerts. So you would have seen some effects like where the green color is turned pink, or black and white color. So all these alert effects could be made with the help of color alert. Then we have the asset library. As you can see, you can either access from here, or you could access from the here icon is available. Now we have this AR library that have inbuilt 3D objects. There are some of the sounds as well as music available. So if you are going to think in what format these files are, so basically these are M4A files with 41,000 hertz as in frequency, and its audio type is mono. So if you are converting any MP3 file or MP4 file into the M4A, so you should just take care of it. You can just go on Google and just click write convert MP3 to M4A, and you can just do it with any of the site available. Or you can just directly use some of the default sounds that are available. You just have to click on import free, so it will just get imported in your project, and it will fall here in the assets. Similarly, if we see about the patch assets, so there are different patches that are available in the Spark, where you have to create, if you are making some logic and that logic has to be superimposed in your project. So you just have to see what all different shaders are available. Say for example, if I want that this LUT shader effect, or if I want this infinite effect that could just make you little bit like an X-ray or something, so you just have this patch available, so you could just use it. And we have other different patch. I'll just tell you how you can use it, so you will get an idea. We have different textures that you can apply. So these textures can be applied more over the 3D objects that make it more realistic. For example, I want to apply some sunset effect or sunrise effect or this light effect. We'll see everything, don't worry, I'm just giving you the an intro how you can use it. So we have different blocks here. You can just directly download the block and just drag it over your projects. For example, I have this face deformation. Now what it does is, you could see on the right side that you can just increase the size of the eye, left eye, right eye, or you can increase the nose or mouth, chin, anything you can play around it. You just have to click on import free, and once it get imported, you can just directly use in your existing project. Then we have the scripting. So if you are into JS or TypeScripting, you can just look around and try to understand it, and then you will be able to use it. Then we have the different color alerts here. So if I want to make some black and white effect or some reddish effect, I can just download any of it and I can just make use of it. We have 3D objects too. Yeah, for example, if I make the glasses or some fruits, vegetables, anything like whatever filter you are making, or for Halloween or something, you can just download, because since these all are from Sketchfab, as well as some from Spark. So all these you can download it, and you can even log into Sketchfab, so that you can easily able to download all those 3D assets also. So this was all about it. And before jumping into the project, let us see how we can add the experiences here. So if you want to publish the effect, before publishing, I have just click on here. Before publishing any effect, you have to add an experience. So I'll just click on add experience, and we'll go with the Facebook as well as Instagram. So it will be a sharing experience. So you can either uncheck Facebook if you want, and if you want just to create Insta, then it's okay. So I'll just make it. Then we have the test on device. So any filter you make, you want to test it on your device, you can either directly send to your Insta and Facebook account, or what you could do is you can just take your phone and connect it to your laptop with the help of the cord. And once you get connected, click on get Spark AR player. So in your Android or iOS devices, you have to download the Spark AR player. Once you download it, you would be easily able to use a filter directly, instead of sending again and again one by one files. Now let's see what we could do is. So there are, if we click on add object, that is if we work on scene panel, so we could see that there are currently four trackers available. If we are understanding the scene, there is a face tracker, plane tracker, target tracker, and hand tracker. Now what this face tracker, as the name say, it will track the facial expressions as well as your facial movements. So what if I am like looking at right side or left side, or if I'm opening the mouth. So all these things will be tracked by the face tracker if we are making purely the face filter. Then we have a plane tracker. If we are making a filter like you would have seen the filters like iPhone 11 or iPhone 12, 3D object is there. Or you would have seen something like Spider-Man or Iron Man or full Avenger team is coming off. Or you could have seen the Squid Game games, 3D games that are just revolving. So all those filters are made with the help of plane tracker. We have target tracker, as I already mentioned. You just need a 2D image to as a target, and you just have to first scan, like how you scan, that's how you have to do it. And then you can make some animations, or you could create a game over it. And we have a hand tracker, as the name sounds, it will just track your hand movement. Once it get tracks, your effect will start as soon as it see your hand. Now, if you see the 3D objects, there are plane, null object, 3D object, face mesh, and 3D text. So what if we add a plane over here? Then what is plane is? A plane is a 3D object that will be added over a screen. So if I add it, you could see that here it is just inside a camera. See, inside the camera this plane is there. So it is basically a 3D object, so it will have x, y, as well as z, all the axes it will have. Now what if I add a face tracker here, and I add the plane inside the face tracker? Then you could see that you will understand what this face tracker is all about. So currently my plane is outside the face tracker, and if I add it inside my face tracker, you will see that it will just start moving according to my face, as you could see here. So this is what face tracker will do. It will just track your facial movements, and will start you can just start creating an effect over it. Now I'll just disable it, because currently we don't need it for the explanation part I just added. You can delete it or you can make it invisible. I just delete it off. Now we have inside the face tracker we can add different objects too. So we have here the face mesh. Now what this face mesh is, so face mesh is basically a 3D object that is again that will track your, that is an that will be again an invisible object that tracks your face, and it will see how your facial expressions would be there. We have the tracked face, that face one is being tracked, and you could just either remove the eyes or you could just include your eyes, and as well as similarly mouth also you can do it. We have different positions with the help of this face mesh. So you can just, I'll just pause it. You can just make it on x, y and z axis, so it will remain the same how your face expressions would be there. You could just decrease the size. So before that, let's understand these three things that you are seeing in on the viewport. Now this is the position that will adjust the position of the selected object, or we can say that if multiple objects have been selected, you can position it. So what it will do, it will just position your face mesh over the screen. This will rotate it. For example, if I want to rotate it on all the axes, I will be able to do it. Control Z for undo. And what if I want to increase the scale? The third one is for scaling. So if I just scale it and scale down, so this will be just increasing the width, height, as well as width, height over all the axes. So I can just play around it, and if I don't want, I want just it to be kept it on an original position, I'll just make it simple how you can add a face mesh. So what we will do is, before understanding the terminologies for the materials, let's see what this material is. As soon as you click on material, you will see that it turned to gray. Now if you will see, if you will just test on device, you could see something like this over your something like gray texture over your face. Now what is this texture is, so this is, we have added a material. Now as you could see that the checkbox that were there, it just got invisible, and a flat material and a standard material shader type is being added to this face mesh. Now what is this shader type? So there are different shader types that are available. So if I don't want the light should affect my this face mesh, I'll click on the flat. So there will be no interaction of light with this. As you can see, it is just plain white, as the color, the diffuse color is. I could change the color of it, and even I could add some texture, existing texture that is there inside my laptop. So I could just click on texture and add over it. But before that, let me teach you what all these things available. Now what is this environment? So as I said that there are different textures available inside the assets library. In the texture, you could see you can add it over the 3D object to make it more realistic. Now what if I just download this sunrise texture and add over the face mesh? So I'll just click on it, and what I will do is, here inside the texture, as you can see in this, it's in the texture folder, we are able to see the sunrise. So what we will do is, we'll go to its material, and we can add the texture. So you can add a texture from your downloaded files, as well as the texture that we have downloaded. Just a minute. We have physically based texture shader type 2. Now what this physically based texture, this texture will add a metallic glow to your face mesh. For example, some gold effect, or it could, if I'm creating some earrings, or it could be some silverish effect or blackish gold effect. So all these effect could be created with the help of physically based. As you can see, you have the surface parameters, that is metallic, this will have roughness, and this will be the occlusion strength, and this ORM texture would be metallic, this occlusion roughness as well as metallic texture. So even you can add the existing texture over it. We have different textures here: normal, emission, and environmental. So you could just click on it, and as we have downloaded this sunrise texture, so you can directly use this texture. You have to just click on the environment and just add the sunrise texture over it. Let me remove this black first. So you could see this texture is being added over the face mesh. You can rotate the parameters according to your wish, and even we have different blend mode that is available for this face mesh. So currently it is on the alpha mode. There is an add mode that will just add over your face. There is associate alpha, there is subtract, and there is multiply, replace, as well as screen. So if we see the alpha, you could easily see that how the texture was there. Same texture is being applied to your face mesh. You have roughness, so you can just add some roughness to make it more gold or silverish, and even you can increase or decrease the opacity as well as metallic tone too. You can also change the color of this. So similarly, you can add the 3D objects and work over its material, how it works. Then we have the face paint here. Now you would have seen the filters like tattoo filters. So what it does is it will just stay on your skin, and it won't be like additionally it's being added to your face mesh. So what if I click on add texture and add some texture and show you how it works and how it looks different from the physically based as well as standard. So what I will do is I'll just extract any of the texture. For example, if I take this texture, so you would be able to see this Halloween texture over your over your face. And what you could do is you can just increase or decrease the opacities. If you feel it is too dark, you can just decrease it. And even the BG influence, you can increase or decrease it, and the brightness also. See how it works. And what you could do is you can also add the different face mesh over here. For example, I add one more to make it more smooth. So I click on the face mesh, and I'll add one more material. Now what this will be retouching. Now what this retouching will do, it will make little your face little more soft look, soft glow filter, as you see. So what we will do is see, if I just decrease first and make it invisible, you could see here the effect is made quite smooth. So currently it is applied only on your face. If you want it as well as your full screen, if you don't want on the full screen, only on face, you could see the effect is just on your face right now. And if you just make it 0, you will see the difference over the screen. So we can just make drag it to the first, and this will make it visible. Now one more thing, you can just rename it. The best thing that you could do, so that if you're making a big project, you won't get confused. Now what is this face mesh 1 and face mesh 2? So our face mesh 1, that you could see, is for the retouching effect. So what I will do is I'll just rename it as soft. You can also right click here and rename it. Right. Right. And even you can change the material name also, anything if you want. For example, this is for effect type, and the second one is for softening. So you will just click here, and that will be for soft. So that's how you can do it. So we haven't included any patches, or and we haven't worked over the logic creating. We are just making use of these functionalities that are being there. Now let's create a filter from scratch and see how it works. So if you are creating a logic, so you have to go to view and show and hide patch editor. So you will see here on the downside, there would be a window that is patch editor. So all the logics will be created here. So let's start making a filter. That would be a happy new year filter. So I'll just delete this eye effect, as well as I'll remove the material also. And one more thing, like if you add the texture here, make sure that the texture should be compressed. So that, for example, the file is 1 or 2 MB, and it will automatically see it is getting compressed. So it will take time to reload the filter, and you won't be able to test your filter very easily. It will take 5 to 10 minutes. You just have to wait simply. So it's better to make it compress. So BKK, let me delete this textures too. Now what we will do is, let's create the happy new year filter. So what I will do is, before that, let me see how the particle system works here. Now I will go at the bottom of the objects, and you will see here particle system. Now what this particle system are, these are the 2D objects that would be like, as I said, that if I'm making a fog effect, or if I'm making a rain effect, or if something is just falling over my screen, all those effects could be created with the help of particle system. So I'll just add a particle system over here. So these particle systems are by default coming towards the camera, as you can see, and its emitter type by default is pointed. You can change it to line, you can change it to plane, and you can change it to ring. So everything is just, you have to experiment, and you will be able to come up with a new concept, or a new thing that would, you won't be able to, like, you will be surprised at, oh, that happened. So if we have to add a particle, what we will do is, we'll go down and click on add particles. But before that, before adding the particles, first let's see how the functionality over here works. So you can even apply the physics over here. That is, you can change, or change the force here, drag as well as acceleration of the particles over the gravity. So this thing you could do, and let's see how our logic will be made with this one. So what we will do, you will click on the emitter here, and we will change the type to line. We are creating a confetti here. So what we will make it, the length will be how much you want. So let's assume we want 3.0.32, and this will be space for the world. Now birth rate is how much, like, you want the effect should be on the screen. For example, currently it is 20, so you could just set, for example, I want the effect should be 50 or 100. So it all depends on you. So if we click on 50, you would see that the birth rate is more now. Then we have a spray angle for x, y, and z axis. This is for x, this is for y, and this is for z. So if I'll go with 180, you will see the effects down will just fall down. And we have here, so what this birth rate will do, it will just control like the how many particles are emerging or emitting. So you could see here the two values. These, the first parameter is basically particles per second. So we have 50 particles per second, and the second is in percentage. So it is basically like how much percent you want the rate should be. So I have set currently 0%, and spray angle also have x, y, and z axis with respective percentage. So I'll just remove this 10 because we don't need it. And speed, as its name says, how much speed I want for the effect. So what I will do is, I'll make it 0.05, quite slow. And for the percentage, let me have 50%. Now what this warm up is, so the particles will start, and this warm up is something, for example, my particles get started. So I want that the particles should come 10 seconds before the effect gets started. So I'll just make it warm up as 10. So start 10 seconds before the effects get load, to make sure that they get visibly as soon as my effect will be loaded over the screen. So this is warm up. Then we have scaling here. So for basically it is for size variations. So I'll make it 0.002, quite small. And for the percentage, let me go with 50. And we have lifespan, so it will be like what currently 0 0.4, so you could see that easily it is getting and again it is coming up. So let me go with 10, so you will be able to see that the effect is now quite uh, more, like you could see it is live and it's not falling so easily. It's and basically it's not dying so easily. So we have if we go with 1, so you could see that 0.1, that it will just come and go. So you won't be able to see much difference. You like here that whether our effect is working or not. So we will go with the lifespan as 10. And what we will do is we'll click on billboarding, and we will set some velocity, angular velocity as well as rotation of the particles. So what if I set the percentage as, no, degree at 600, and this will be 600. So you could see the difference in the angular velocity of x, y, and z axis. Oh, 6000, no, 600. And we have rotation, so let's rotate it over. So I have done it the angular velocity to 600 degree and over all x, y, and z axis. Then I'll rotate it over 999. And then what I will do is I'll just make these particles little upward so that from top we could see instead of the middle of the screen. And once if I restart the effect, you could see that it is falling from the top. Now what I will do is I will add a material here, and let me change its shader type to physically base, so that if I make some goldenish effect, so you could easily able to see the metallic effect over here. So see, if I add some metallic effect over here, the confetti looks quite natural, and it is what we actually wanted. Just a minute. And what we could do, we could even increase or decrease the roughness. So let me set it to 54. Now what if I want this confetti to change its color in every 10 seconds? So for that, let's create a logic. So what I will do is by default I'll make it white. And what I will do is I'll go to the Spark AR library, assets library, and we'll go to the patches. We have one patch here that is color cycle that we are going to use. So we'll go to shaders, and we could find the color cycle over here, or you can just type. So we have color cycle here. So this is the patch that we are going to use. The patch assets uses HSV color encoding and the saturation, and you could see that you can just add the time duration, and you can set the value as well as random start or reverse according to your basic requirement of the filter. So what I will do is I'll just import it, and you will be able to see in the patch here color cycle is being imported. Now what I will do is I will simply drag it to a patch editor. See, I just added over here, and what we will do is we will go to its material of the emitter. So we have here material 0, so it's better to change its name. So what we will do is emit particle particle. Okay, so oh god, particles. Now what we will do is we will extract its texture. So how we will going to extract its texture, you could see here. You just have to click on the texture arrow button, and then we will just connect it. We'll just connect the patch. Now see, before let me change its size. So see, Now we are able to see, but you could see that the size is like the duration is 1 second, so it is changing very fast. So what if I make the duration of 10 second at start value 0. 0.3, so it will make the effect more smoothing. So now what I will do is I will just click on random start. So randomly it will get started, and you could see that different colors over the screen. So that's how we can just make the logic. And for example, as a beginner, what I will suggest you that you should keep your patch editor more clean and readable. So what we could do is just how we add the comments to our code, we can add the comments to the patch editor. Now how we will add is we'll just select both the patches, right click it and add the comment here. For example, effect color. So like this. So if I am just giving my project file to any of my friend, he or she would be able to like understand my patch editor, that what's actually happening. So this is quite like readable as well as understandable. So we can just make the effect more accurate as well as understandable. Now what we will do is let's make it more like let's add some gesture over here. But before that, let me go to my face tracker and right click it and add a where is the plane. We will add a plane here. Now what I will do is I'll just lower the patch editor, and in the plane we will add a material. Now this material, as we can see, we have to change its shader type to flat. So that's what we will do here. And what we will do is we'll add a texture over here. So see, either you can add a texture here directly, or what you could do is, like for example, if you have a project file and you already have a prior assets, everything, so you can directly click on assets and import from the computer. So directly you can just download the effect whatever you want. So let me take this one, and I will just compress the files. Once it get downloaded, we can change the name of the file too. So I'll just compress it. You can just download any of the image, but make sure that the image is transparent. So it should be in png. Now what we will do is we'll go to its material and add this image. Now see, it is falling just near your nose, so we can set its location. So I click on the plane, and what we will do is for a minute we'll just pause it. And yeah, before that, let me tell you that you could see, you can even integrate your camera, and you can start like viewing yourself and start making the filter. So what we'll do, we'll click on integrated camera, and let me restart the effect. So you can use the system camera over here. I think it got stuck. Is my camera on or what? I don't know. Anyways, let's work on this only. You can just integrate the camera. So what we could do is we'll just click on the plane, and we will drag little bit upwards over the head, and let's increase its size. So little bit scaling we can do it. So let's do it this one. This is perfect. So what we'll do is, let me try again if it works. I think some glitch happened on my system. Anyways, what we will do is we will just make little bit. Add some animation over this plane. So what I will do is to add any animation on this plane, you can just click on the plane, and you will see here downside of the publish some icon. And what you will do it animate. So we'll click on pulse. Now see, you can see that the plane is now reset the. Okay, now what we will do is we will change its duration to 2.5 seconds instead of 1, because it is going very fast. and what we can even increase or decrease the parameters over the of this plane also. So, and even the curve, for example, currently it is quadratic in out, you could just make it exponentially, and so you will see that it will just go inside it. You can even set to quadratic and out, or it could be linear. So for this, linear looks quite good, so we will set it, and what we will do is we will add a comment over here. So it could be logic for plane. And then what we will do is we will add some interaction gesture over here. So before that, what I will do is go in the advanced render option and click on uncheck right to depth and right use depth effect. Now what I actually did is, before that you could see that because of this plane, the confetti was just not coming over the this area, because it was getting hided over the this plane. So if you don't want to make it hidden, what you will do is you will go to advanced render option and click on use depth test as well as right to depth. Now you could see that from top you are able to see the confetti effects. So that's how we can just make use of the advanced render options. Now one more thing we will do is we'll add a person segmentation effect over here. Now for adding that, what we will do is we'll go to the uh, add objects, and we'll add a canvas here. So it is basically, canvas is a container that will hold the different it could be rectangle, it could be text, or it could be anything related to the canvas. So what I will do is, inside the canvas I will add a rectangle. Now what this rectangle is a 2D object that will have its width as well as height. And if we talk about plane, so plane is a 3D object that will have all its width, height, as well as the length, breadth, height, all the things would be there in the plane. Now what we will do is, once we add a rectangle, we'll fill its width as well as height. Now see what happened over your screen. You are able to see a checkboard thing, and the effect is not seen. Now what we will do is, before starting it, we will go to our camera and we will see here the segmentation. Now what is this segmentation? The segmentations are currently there are three segmentation in the Spark: person segmentation, hair segmentation, and skin segmentation. Now what is this segmentation? If I want to have an effect where I only need the person, not the background, or I just need the background, not the person, so all those effects could be made with the help of person segmentation. For hair segmentation, it could be something like the filters you would have seen with different hair colors, and for the skin segmentation, it would be like tattoo filters all over your body. So we'll add a person segmentation here. Let me switch my video because it's not working there. I thought it will work here. I don't know why it's not working here. Now what we will do is go to a rectangle, and we will add a material to the rectangle. Now what we will do is change the shader type to flat, because we don't want any light effects to come here. Now you will see here the alpha channel. Now you will click on alpha channel, and in the texture you will add the segmentation texture. Now what just happened here is that you could see that only on the person the effect is there. See, if I go to and change any of it, this white effect is being there on the person, not on the background or any other place. So what we will do is we'll go to this alpha, and if we click on invert, then you will see that we can change now the background. So if I just add some texture over here, or if I change the color over here, then you will be able to see that this effect is this effect will look like this over your screen. And what if I just want on the person segmentation itself? Now what I will do is I'll add one more rectangle, so I'll just make it duplicate, and for the first rectangle, that is the behind one, what I will do is I'll change its color. So let me change the color to yellow. So I'll just add a yellow color over here. And for this, what I will do is I'll add a camera texture over here. So for that, you'll go to camera and extract this camera texture. So once we extract the camera texture, now we will be able to use this camera texture over this rectangle. Now I'll go here, and if I click on camera texture, then you will be able to see this effect over here. See this. Since I change it to yellow, so you will be able to see that only this person is being highlighted, not the background and like any other thing, or just only skin. Or so since we have added this camera texture over here, so you are able to see this person. Otherwise, if I just remove this camera texture, then only the effect will be there. So what we will do is we'll go to rectangle 0, and we will add a camera texture over here. So this is the front one, and the back rectangle is this one. Yes. So what we will do is we'll change the scaling of it. So for example, if I scale to 2, you will be able to see it zoom in. So if I make it 1.1, so you can see its length, breadth, height is increased. So I'll just add one more material over here and change it to flat, because we have two different rectangles with two different materials over here. So what if I name it rectangle 2 and this one for rectangle 1? Rename rectangle 1. Now what I'll just rename this one also quickly. Rectangle 1. Rename rectangle 2. Cool. Now for the first one we have rectangle 1. So rectangle 1 is the first layer, and this is the second one. So for the second one, let's go to the alpha and add a person segmentation again. So we have to keep it above the rectangle 1. Now see, this is what it is actually looking, and we will take 1.0. Okay, this looks okay, and we'll change the color to yellow with with the blend mode is at, and its opacity is 53 something. And what we will do is go to its material and just uncheck it. Now what we can do is we can just go and drag it upwards, so that you will be able to see this plane as well as face tracker over here. So what I did is I just dragged this canvas above the face tracker, because we want this plane also to be visible, that is 2022 Happy New Year. And what we could do is we can just either change this emitter to only golden color or silver, and if it like colorful is fine, then it's okay. Now if we have to add a color LUT effect also, so we can also add it. So what I will do is I will go to the assets library, and I'll go to color LUTs, and let's quickly add one color LUT over here. So if I take this one, I'll import it directly. The- Now see, guys, since we have added a person segmentation, so you are able to see this only on the person, that is the background. If I just make it not visible, so you won't be able to see it. So if I want the hair color, so what I will do is I go to the camera and I click on segmentation, and if I add a hair, and in the rectangle to alpha channel, if I add this second segmentation, then you will be able to see only on the hair the effect is there. See, back side of the hair, because I have added a rectangle back side, not on the front side. And you can even change the blend mode also here, but since we want only on the person, like not just on hair, we want the person segmentation should take place, so we will just make sure it works for the person segmentation. So this one was for hair, I'll just delete it. Now one more thing, what you could do is you can just increase or decrease the edge softness of it. Say, see this, currently it is 100%. If I make it, for example, if I make it 58, it looks like this. And even you can increase the decrease of mask size 1.8. So see, so we can just play over it. Okay, this is fine. So like this, you can just play over it, and even like you can see that how it is actually looking. See, this is the person segmentation behind the our first rectangle. And what we will do is we have added a color LUT over here. Now what I have to integrate this LUT over my camera texture, that is all over the device, not only on the one rectangle, but I want that the effect should be applied all over my device. So what I will do is I will right click on my color, this color LUT, go to actions and apply to the camera. For that, I have to remove this. I have to remove the softness, because in the render pass, this you cannot have this softness one. Either you have to remove the render pass or this. So for now, I'll just remove the softness effect of the face, because in the LUT we already have it. So see now, a little bit goldenish effect is there. Before that, it was simply the normal texture of the camera was there. So see, you can just see over the different persons. Now what we will do is we will add a some gashes. For example, if a user smile, then this effect should start. So what we will do is we will go to a patch editor. Now see what happened when we added this render pass thing that just came over the color alert. So this is what it actually looks. I'll Don't get panic. You don't have to understand each and everything as a beginner. But if you are having some knowledge over it, so it is nothing. But I'll just explain like little bit what it is happening. So this is the screen render pass, that is a patch that is being used over here. So what we are doing is, in the background we are attaching the camera texture. Now if you are thinking how this camera texture came here, so you have to click on camera, extract the camera texture and drag this camera texture over your screen. So this is what it will look like. Similarly, you have to do it with device. Just drag it. So in the device, we have different options: object, screen size, size, scale, as well as safe area insets. So we have attached it to the object, and we have and the output of this render pass, screen render pass, we have extracted the texture. So what this texture was coming, this texture was basically the camera texture that was being extracted over the device. So this is our color alert name. So our color alert looks like this, as you can see in the preview. And we have added over this color alert. You can even change the color alerts if you have by default on your system. And then we have this device as a screen output. So if I want only on the person, so what I could do is I will just remove this. And if I want only on our rectangle, then what I will do is I'll just extract this and I'll just attach it. So we have to even remove this render pass, and as well as we have to attach the, just a minute, where the patch editor went. So what we could do is we have to remove everything, and we just need one color alert effect, and we could add over here. So let's not go there, and we'll attach to the device only. I'll explain you in the other one how you can make use of that, only the rectangle part one. So what we could do is we'll just select everything and go to the comment section, comment it, and we'll have here color effect. And just one more thing now we need is that is we will add a gesture over here. So what we will do is if a user smiles, the effect should start. So what I will do is we have to create a logic for this. So I'll right click it, and what for this I need, see, for smiling face, what you need first is a face. So we will have the face finder first, and then we need its face as an input, and what we will be needing is face select. So what is face select is it will select a specific face from the number of faces. Now since as we know that even in our arrays the indexing starts from 0, so here also the 0 index means the face 1. So we have face finder, then we have selected the first face that will be there over your camera, and then what we will do is here we have different interactions that you could see. So we have different interactions like blink, eyebrow lowered, eyebrow raised, happy face or kissing face, mouth open, smile, surprised face. So we will take a smile, and what we will do is we'll attach this emitter, this make this visibility thing over the smile. You have to just attach this. Now what will happen as soon as the user will smile, the effect will start. Let me restart it. So see, as soon as he is going to smile, the effect will start. So like this, you can just make use of different interactions that is being there. I am not able to use my integrated camera. Otherwise, I would have showed you like how you can even add your integrated video with the effect, but it's okay. So this was all about how you can make a simple effect more interactive. And even new year is coming, so you guys can also make the filter for this. And so if I want to like upload this filter, but before that, since we have added a interaction that a person should smile, so you guys have seen that once we just upload the filter, and what I know that I have made it so I have to smile. What if other person don't know? You have to give some instruction over to that person. So what you will do is you will go to device, we have the custom instructions here. So you can choose the default constructions that default instructions that are being there. So we have for plane tracker, body tracker, target, hand, etc. So you'll just go and click on smile. So you will be able to see here, see smile is coming. So as soon as the effect starts, the user should smile. So we have here a patch that being just integrated. So for the 5 seconds, this smile will be displayed as soon as the effect will start, and after 5 seconds, it will just go to not visible. So that's how you can just make use of by default assets and patches and just make your own filter. And if you want to upload this filter for that, sorry, what you will do is you'll go to publish. You can even view your files. So see, our filter size is currently 339.78 KB for iOS, for Android, as well as for the older version of Androids. And if even if you want to see the view asset summary, so you could see here like this on your project textures would be there. So we have two texture here. One is for that 2020 Happy New Year, and the other one is for the slut effect. That's it, we have used, we haven't added any other thing. So what we'll do is we'll go to publish and we will upload it. Now for the upload, before uploading, make sure that your Insta as well as your Facebook account is being linked, so that you can upload your filter directly with the Spark AR hub. So as soon as it gets uploaded, you will be able to see it over here. So you can just give the name of the filter, for example, Happy New Year 2022. And what we could do is, since I have made it that the platform should be specific only for Insta, so I have disabled the Facebook. If you want both, you can. And even for the video calling experiences, you can just click on both for Insta as well as for Messenger. So I'll just click on it for Instagram video also. People can use my filter. And what I will do is, you have to select a category. Since it's important, you must do it. So you can just choose any of it. For example, I'll go with events. Keywords is optional, so it's up to you if you want to add. Now, what is this demo video and icons? So see, like every effect you make, you have to upload a demo video for it, and it is must. It is not optional that you will just leave it and just submit it. It won't get accepted. So for that, what you have to do is, you can either first save this project, or you could directly go to your project, click on test on device, send this effect to your respective phone. And what you could do is, you will just capture 15-second video, and you can just upload it from your mobile or from your laptop. That totally depends on you. And like, for example, if any of the demo video I have, say for example, it should be taken in that effect only. You have to click it and you have to open it, then it will just get open here. Make sure that its maximum size is 32 MB, and its file should be in either MP4 or MOV file. And then you can upload the image. So even if you can upload the existing, like in that video only, if some images are coming, you it will just capture it and make it as an icon. Or individually you can just let's go to Google, Happy New Year 2022, and let's take any image. Okay, let's take this image, save images, and we will just download it. And what we can do is just select your image, upload it, and you can just choose your demo video and submit it. Since I have not recorded my demo video, so I cannot just go click on submit. So I'll just save it first, and once the everything works fine, I'll just make the video and I'll just click on submit. That's it. So that's how you can just publish your effects easily. And yes, that's how you can create your New Year effect. And if you are working on purely for the patches, then I'll just show you some of the quick filters that you can make very quickly, in just in 5 or 10 minutes. So see, once you save your project, you can just click on test on device. So this is the link. So for example, I want that one of my friends should make a demo video for my filter. So what I will do is, I can send it to 50 users, this link. After 50 users, this link will get expired. So I click on this and I'll just open my WhatsApp or something, and I'll just send to my friends. So that's how we can make take the help of our friends too, and upload the video and just click on submit. So it will take minimum 2 hours and maximum 5 days for your effect to get accepted. And once it get accepted, it will show on your platform, your Instagram handle. So yeah, that's how you can make it. And if you want to save your project, don't forget to click on save. You should save your project priorly, because if something happens, your your project will simply disappear. Okay, so once I click on save, I'll just close it. So let me teach you one or two more patches how you can use it on your project. So for example, you have this. Let's create blank project only. Just give me a minute. Let me explain this. In the patch editor, you would have seen that I have used these some of the patches that would be like face finder, face select. I just like, and there are different ports as well as node. I just connected the different nodes, so that's how we can use it. And we have different objects. So as I said, that face tracker was something like this 2D object. It looked like this. Then we have types of 2D objects. So this is for rectangle, circle, and all these you can use in the canvas. And we have different lights here. So we saw ambient as well as direction light, so as well as environment too. So there are two more light, that is point light and spotlight. You could see the difference also. For the spotlight, only for some specific area, if you want that light effect should appear. And for the point for the that was for spotlight, and for point light also something related to that. So you can just make use of it and see how it works. Then we, if you want to add a audio file, then you have to first import the speakers first, and then you could add your audio file over your effect. Then we saw materials here. So this was how standard material looked, this was how flat material, and this is physically based, so it will have some metallic glow over your effect. And we have this face painting, so you could see the difference here, how it will look in the face paint. And this was for about the retouching effect. And for the logic, see, you can either make use of patch editor, or you could just go with this scripting. So you could see that JS is being used here. Then, as every programming language have different data types, so here also in the patches, if you go in depth, like as a beginner you don't have too much uh, like learn about it. But yeah, there are different data types over here to color. We have vector, we have pulse, booleans, scalar, pulse, so all these things are there. So as a beginner you don't have to worry about all these things. So let's quickly create some of the cool effects with the help of assets library. So what we will do is we'll directly go to shaders, and we will download, say for example, let's take, um, let's make use of duotone color, and we'll import it. Now what you have to do is you have to simply click on add objects, add a rectangle. So rectangle is a child of canvas, so even canvas is appearing as a container. We'll just fill the width and height of a rectangle. We'll add a material, change the shader type to flat. And what we will do is fastly we'll go to camera and extract the camera texture. Go to view, show and hide patch editor. Let's quickly create the logic. Extract the camera texture, extract the duotone effect, as well as our material texture. Now see, we are going to connect all these patches. So as you can see for this patch, what is the input? We have two colors, AB, and we have a texture. The texture we want over our camera or us, as well as the background. So we have taken the camera texture. We have RGBA channel, red, green, blue, and alpha. Red, green, blue, and only for the alpha. But we will be needing RGBA. We'll connect it over here. And then for the output of this patch is a texture, that is a rectangle texture, or it could be a texture over your face, or it could be a plain texture, anything. So I'll attach this. And it got stuck. Okay, it came. Now what you could do is you can just click on a rectangle as well as go to our material and change its blend mode to either add or multiply or alpha or screen replace. Now what you could do is you can just change the color texture. For example, if I want yellow and black, so this is invert color effect, you could see. If I see red or green, and let me decrease the opacity, so you could see some goldenish effect. So that's how you could create the effect very quickly. So this was one way, that was just duotone effect. If I want an effect that could be, this is one of my favorite patch, so let me import it. and show you how it works. So for that, let me go to our patches and let me drag it. And what we will do is similarly it takes the camera texture and output as a material. So I can delete this right now. Now what we will do is like currently you can't see any difference, but once I just change these parameters, for example, let me zoom in. If I change the saturation to -1, it will be a black and white effect. And if I give 1.1 little saturation or little brightness, 0.1, 0.2, too much. And what if I invert it? So you could see the invert color here. Now, even what you could do is there are again different patches available. So this was just basically a very simple logic that you could see. For example, some vintage effect that have like a shadow effect over your background, you can just download this patch editor. And if I want this mirror effect something, if you want texture distortion or clone effect, then you could just see how these things works. So if I just download this for gradient, and it don't need the camera texture, so I'll just drag it. We don't need camera texture. I'll just remove this and direct. Sorry, just give me a minute. Yeah, so what we could see that this effect is there. Now in the rectangle blend mode, that is the material, we'll change it to add or multiply. Just a minute. Alpha. And what we could do is we can even add some animation to this. So for example, loop animation, so it will drive an animation repeatedly in every 1 second if I want, or 2 second if I give it to its radius. So see, 5 seconds in mirror. So you can see that the effect is glowing and disappearing in every 5 seconds. So that's how you can create your own logic as well as effect. So this is the very simplest way. By using the patch directly, you can create the filter. Apart from that, you can always make use of the different segmentations or some different logic that you could easily find it. So for example, if I go with here, I'll go with this rectangle. I'll go to the alpha channel and click on the segmentation. So see, this effect is being applied to here. So multiply looks, let me take a girl with long hair so you could easily see. Uh, so like this, you can go and click on multiply. So you can see here pinkish and somewhat purplish effect over her hair. So that's how you can just make use of segmentation if you're working on it. And if you're working on uh, like person segmentation, so what you could do is click here, person segmentation, and in the rectangle you could just add a person segmentation, so you can see that it is over person. Since we have set the opacity 51, so it's like this. So that's how you can like make use of different patches and create the filters. I hope you guys have somewhat understood and got some basic idea of how to create filters. So yeah, the best part is you can just make use of these assets libraries and files. You can use templates directly that is being available right over here. You can join this community of on the Facebook. And yeah, that's it. That's how you can see, like, make use of this. For example, if you can just replace this lens and just change the position over your scene, how wherever you want. So that's how you can make different filters according to your wish. So I hope you guys would have got immense knowledge so that you can make your own effect and publish it today. So guys, if you have any doubt, you can just ask me and let me know in the comment sections. Guys, like, if any of the questions are there, let me know.
Thank you, Vidhi. That was an insightful session.
Yeah.
So, guys, are there any questions or doubts? You can put it on the chat.
Guys, you can make the effect and publish it. I think Asker tonight till 12 they have time, right?
No, they have time of 3, 4 more days.
Okay, 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 sure, sure.
Yeah.
Because I could see some comments here, like till when we can submit the effect.
Yeah, so all the details have been shared with you over the email where you need to submit your AR effects. So you can just check your email, go to the link, and submit your AR effects quickly and grab your prizes. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vidhi, for the wonderful
Thank you.
session, and thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you so much, guys. If you have any doubt, you have time, you can ask me. So you can see that AR is really like growing up exponentially, and like nowadays, so many brands want their own filter. So many companies are emerging, and even now there are lots of users. Even there are quite millions of users as a creators. So even now as a creator, you have the opportunity. You can just have that certification exam, and you can have the certificate. You can grab it, and you can even make clubs in your respective colleges and just like make the use of technology. I think it is really enhancing the future. So yeah, guys, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'm not able to open AR library in my Mac. Akash, able to open it. You just have to like go to the Spark AR hub once again and make sure you have like downloaded the correct version. Make sure of it, and I'll just share the screen once again. You could just go to, like, whenever you open any project, you will be able to see here icon is there for the assets library. Either you can click here, or you could just add the assets library. Just click here also, you will be able to open. Just try it once again, or if it maybe there is some bug. So one more question I could see, is there a 3D third party library to download .png textures? So yeah, Buran, you can find it on Pixart, or there are lots of sites available on Google. You could easily see that. I don't know exactly the names, but yeah, just go and Google and type like free PNG images. You will get. That's how I find like free PNG images for New Year. So we have one website that is this one, yeah, PNG tree. So you could just like you will find some of the effect, like 2D effect over here, and you can just download it and you can make use it to your library. And one more thing, like for the if you are making the face filters, so what you will be using it, you will do is you'll go to the Spark AR documentations, and you will find the face asset over here, or just go and write Spark AR face asset. So you can just download. There are two faces, masculine as well as feminine. So if you see the blush effect filters, or you could see the effects that are somewhat like anything would be there, some smileys on face or Spark AR. So you guys can work on Photoshop, or you could see the PixArt, and like you just make use of it. Once you just start using it, you will be able to use it. So yeah. Project submission link, okay. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you, Vidhi. Thank you so much for sharing all the details with us.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye. And thank you everyone for joining. So build your AR effects and submit them quickly. Thank you. Bye.